مرحبا بكم وحلقة جديدة من برنامج مكان شريلو شو. الضيف بتاعي الليلة جنرال ستيفن بوي، رئيس الحركة الشعبية لجنوب السودان، وهو برضو the chief of staff of UAP. مرحبا بك جنرال.
Welcome.
اوكي، أول سؤال، تومايني ماشي كيف؟
Wallahi Tumaini is going well, but there are obstacles. We started well with the government delegation. As you know, the previous government delegation went to Juba on 30th of August last year. When they went to Juba, they were blocked by peace spoilers in Juba not to meet the president. Because first of all, we met with the president in Nairobi here in Serena Hotel. The president congratulated the two parties, the government delegation, the previous government delegation, and the opposition. And he asked his delegation to go to Juba to brief the leadership in the country. We negotiated and agreed on 8 protocols. And we remain only with 9 protocols. And that is the reason of government delegation to went to Juba and to consult the leadership. MC Kalama leadership, how many positions to be given to us.
Okay.
Like in they were blocked by those who were inside.
You mentioned first, there is some obstacle. And from who? The other thing you said, those who are against peace, who they are?
Those who are against peace are the very people who are negotiating with us now. The previous government delegation, they negotiated with us and we agreed. Instead to come back to us, a new delegation sent to us by the government, and which are those who said that the previous delegation did not do well, and they should come to negotiate with us. And up to now, we have not reached any agreement. And they came last time, they went back, they came again. Unfortunately, in the meeting yesterday, they announced to us that they wanted to go back to Juba for the preparation of the extension of the government that was extended. So I think they will go back tomorrow. They will go back to Juba. I think this is not the reason, because the extension of government should not. They are not the only government official who can go and do everything. So it is another way of an excuse or another way of avoiding or delaying the negotiations.
Okay. So, General, who told you that the first government delegation was being blocked to meet the president?
We know, everybody knows, because when they went to Juba, they wanted to meet president several times. But these people, the very people who are with us here, were the one who blocked them not to meet the president, not to see even the president.
Okay, all of them or some of them?
Kwame himself was the one who was even talking on social media. He was vocal on social media, telling everybody that these are just 5 people. No need to negotiate with them. They should just come to Juba. That is nothing. If you know that such a person is against peace, is blocking peace, obstructing peace, why should he be appointed or nominated to be the head of delegation?
You said they are against the process of Tumaini. Why are you sitting with someone that you think or you believe that they are against the process?
We rejected them. We rejected that we should not negotiate with this group. We don't know them. We know those who negotiated with us, the first government delegation. But we were asked or were encouraged or advised we were convened by the mediation that you just continue with them. We don't even know that whether they were really delegated by the government. We don't even know because even if we negotiate with this team, another team may come again next time. So we negotiated, and when they came, they deleted everything that we did with the first government delegation, and we started anew from fresh. Then we said, okay, no problem. Then we should start with the root causes. Now we have started with the root causes. We went well, but along the way, in the middle of negotiation, they said they wanted to go back for the preparation of the extension of the government. So they are going back tomorrow. Yeah, which is also a way of avoiding the negotiation.
Okay. So, General, you believe that they are against the process. What do you suggest?
Yeah, they are against the process because they don't want they don't want the aid protocol that we discussed and agreed upon with the past government delegation. They said we start again. They in the aid protocol we incorporated and implemented provisions in the RRCs. We included them in the Tumaini so that they will be implemented. You know that the government spent 6 years without implementing anything, except only the structure. I mean, the structure of the government, the formation of the government, the parliament, the executive. That is the 10%. 90% remain. Then we said, okay, this 90% will be now incorporated into Tumaini, to be implemented in Tumaini. They said no. All what we have done should be deleted, should be returned to RSS, and then whatever, if there's anything at all new, should be annexed to the RSS.
Yeah.
So we said no, we cannot do that.
Okay.
Tumaini is a standalone agreement.
General Eugene answered my question. What do you propose, or what do you suggest?
No, we don't care whether this delegation or they will bring another delegation. We don't care. What we say is that let us stick to aid protocol that we have already negotiated with the first government delegation. They should not tell us to start fresh, and then from a fresh, then now we negotiate again to waste a lot of time. We spend about 10 months here in Nairobi. And even they are going now, they are going to Juba, thinking that we will be waiting for them here. It will not happen.
So what are you going to do?
When if they go back, also we go back to where we came from.
Are you coming from?
We came from different. I came from my headquarters. I will go back to my headquarters where I came from last time.
Okay. Where is your headquarters?
My headquarters is in Dajo, in Upper Nile.
Or what if this process collapses totally?
It is up to them. Let them go ahead to implement what they have. If they think that this 2 years extension will implement 90% that remain from the RSS, it's up to them. Let them go ahead. If it is okay, then now everybody. What we want is that there is peace in South Sudan, because I think the 90% will not be implemented. Will not be implemented only within these 2 years.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, General,
6 years they did not implement. They only implement 10% in 6 years. Do you think this 90%, the remaining 90% will take 6 years?
okay. General, my question is, what are you going to do if this process, the Maini process, collapses totally?
You want me to say that I will fight? Of course, I'm a rebel. I came here to negotiate with the government. If there's no peace, what do you think that I should do? If there's no peace, and then I'm a rebel. My objective is there, and I know what to do. So do you want me that I will tell you I will fight?
No, I don't know, but I'm asking you.
Okay, now if there's no peace, I know what to do. Because I told you I will go back to my headquarters, and that is what do you want me to say? If there's no peace, you know what is the meaning if there's no peace? Yeah.
So you are going to fight?
I will go back to my headquarters. Whether I fight or not fight, that will depend on the situation in the ground.
There's a lot of some people that you are getting support from Hamiti. Is it true?
That is not true. It is because people, uh, you see, South Sudanese are fond of creating lies, fabricating issues. We have been there on the border of South Sudan and Sudan, and everybody knows that we have been there. Our forces are along the border of Sudan with South Sudan, in Upper Nile and in Unity State. We have been there before this fighting of Sudan. We have been there when the two general fought. The SAF forces on the border were defeated from the border, and then now those forces who are on the border, these are the RSF forces at the border. So there is a distance between the border. There is a no man's land between South Sudan and Sudan. So we have been there. Whoever is defeated, whoever is there will be with us on the border. Yeah.
So,
But we are not involved in that fighting.
and do you have any link with Hamiti? Or
I have no link with the Meti, but my forces are on the border with their forces.
okay,
Because the border. What is the meaning of border? If I mean the border, they are on the border side of Sudan, and we are on the border side of South Sudan.
okay,
Yeah, and we meet on the border there.
okay.
Even if Meti forces are not there, whoever is there will be mingled with us on the border.
And also, do you have any link with SAF?
No, where we have no, we are not on the Upper Nile, border with South Sudan. You got both, and also Musmum and Tibun, those areas now under RSF in Upper Nile. Only the part of Rang, the border of Rang, Joda with the Joda of Sudan and Joda of South Sudan is only Sabah there. So whoever is there, where there are sub forces on the border, our forces also are on the border.
Well, some Sudanese media talk that you have sent some forces to fight along with Hamiti forces against SAF.
This I also watched that one. I got that one on social media. General Yasrata was talking about that. 65% of South Sudanese are involved in this fight. When fighting broke out in Sudan, all those Sudanese who were there involved in that fighting individually on individual basis on both sides. There are South Sudanese fighting on alongside of the SAF or on individual basis. So you cannot control those who are fighting by their own. They are fighting for maybe they don't have political cause. They are just fighting for their own benefit. And these are individuals. They are not political movements, but they are individuals that are on both sides, on Sudanese, on Sudan Armed Forces side, and also RSF side. And those, there are nobody controlling them. But the other side of South, they think that we are the one, my forces are the one fighting on that side, which is wrong. So that is the lie.
Okay. How are you getting the logistic for your movement?
You see, a rebel always is free to get any logistic from government, from anybody, from business people. If I can tell you now, if you go to the border of South Sudan with Sudan, the Masiri area, gun is everywhere. You can buy RPG, you can buy 12.7. All those guns that were collected by those militias who were fighting in Sudan, they are along the border. You can buy them. You can make friends with them. Rebel cannot suffer any. When the SPLA started, when Jongarang went to Ethiopia border, he was alone until they became thousands.
Okay.
So you cannot ask where can I get this one. Even the government we got from them.
Okay. So you have enough resources to buy weapons from those who are in the area.
We get them, yeah. We get ammunition. We get also guns from those who are selling them.
How did you get the money to buy all this from them?
Getting the money, I cannot tell you how I get the money. But we buy what we can. Even if we buy one box of ammunition or one AKM 47, is it big? You think that I cannot buy it? Even I can sell my cow and buy it. It's very simple to buy.
How do you see the future of your movement a year from now?
Our objective is we are fighting for regime change in South Sudan. How long it will take, it depends on how we will achieve our objectives. Yeah.
And do you think you can achieve it?
Achievement is a different thing, and objective is a different thing. Because if you want to achieve something, it's just a matter of being patient to what you are doing. Okay, so we are not in a hurry. We can, in 2013, we started this movement in 2013. Okay, we have not even reached 5 years or 10 years. Okay, when the SPLA started, you know how the SPLA started. You might have read the history how SPLA started. There were few of them until they captured the country, until they got independent, South Sudan. For us, we are committed, and also we are optimistic that we will achieve what we want to accomplish here.
For how many years do you think you will be fighting the government?
It doesn't matter whether how long. Okay, if you want to fight, it depends on your objective. Okay, for us, we are committed to fight for regime change, and that is our objective. It does not matter. It doesn't matter whether 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. We will achieve what we want to achieve.
But it's the same regime that you are here negotiating with them.
There are not many regimes. It is only the one regime that we know, led by President Kiir, and we are negotiating with his delegation. If they don't need peace, then what do you think we can do?
How many troops do you have?
I have my own forces that we have.
Okay.
Yeah, whether it is 5 people, 10 people, we have what we have. Yeah, and we know whether they are fight, then we know this to use this fight to fight.
Some people they thought you rebel because of Mintwil and Dutkel, and there is no any other objective.
In South Sudan, and that is what we refer as a leadership failure. If the leadership of the country does not provide leadership, does not provide guidance and responsibility, small things can develop into national issues. Okay. This group, this militia, they came in 2013 and 2007 respectively. Tutkau, Maitwil, they came from Sudan. They did not even fight. They did not suffer with the people of South Sudan. When they came, they found themselves in the presidency. They poisoned the mind of the president because of this confusion that they brought from Sudan. And they wanted to get rid of us, we, those who were already in the SPLA, especially myself. They don't want me. And that is the reason that they want to get rid of me. I was arrested twice in 2016 and 2018. President did not even interfere. President did not intervene to see what is the problem between me and this group. President ignored this for a long time. One time I went to him, presented to him my resignation, in which he rejected. And then until I was arrested. When I was arrested, I was found not guilty. Because if I was found guilty, I should be sentenced to some years. How can you demote a general without any crime that he committed? When I was demoted, it was the political motivation. It was Turkel paying money to the court so that I should be demoted, dismissed from the army. It would be good if I was demoted, dismissed, and sentenced to some years in prison. And in prison, if I really committed crime, yes, they should now remove, they should demote me. They should also dismiss me and sentence me to some years in prison. But how come if you demote me and also you dismiss me and you tell me go to your house? What crime did I do? There was no crime. It was just they want to get rid of me. But because of the failure of President Kiir and his government, they could not even address this issue. But any small thing, any small issue, if it is not addressed, it will develop into national issue. My case supposed to be addressed by the president, if at all there were issues between me and those militias. But president kept silent, and then they did this to me. They wanted to assassinate me. Then I fled for my own life, came to Nairobi, and I joined the rebellion because I am fighting to defend myself. I have to defend myself if president did not intervene in this issue to settle this one. And this case now has developed into national issue. It was a small thing. The president could see it as issue of Mayom. Sons of Mayom, they have problems with their own. But now it has developed. It is the same case like Gerald Malong and Gerald Akolkol.
Okay. So that's why you rebel.
I fled for my life. They wanted to assassinate me. So I have to defend myself. I'm defending myself now. I'm fighting.
But
And this thing developed into national issue because of leadership failure. Because if the leadership was good enough, if the leadership provide guidance or responsibility, this could be handled by the leadership. But because of leadership failure, I have to fight for this because the leader has failed.
so forming a rebel group is mean defending yourself.
That is why I said we are fighting. We formed we formed the movement in order to address the leadership failure. Because Salva Kiir has failed, leadership failure has to be addressed. Because if without leadership failure, many who are now in the bush, it is because of leadership failure, because there's no leadership. The leader cannot provide the leadership, cannot provide guidance, cannot provide responsibility. Everybody running away from the country. So we have to unite ourselves and then address the issue of the leadership failure.
But I think he addressed that issue
By
removing Montreal.
But it is that time when I was in the bush already. Why he didn't address that time before things could go worse? Why he didn't address that time when I was there?
If he remove Turkel, will you return back to Juba?
I cannot go back because the same thing will. Turkey has not gone anywhere there in Juba. Because if I go to Juba now, will they accept that I will go with 500 soldiers to defend myself? Because whenever Turkey want to do anything, he will give me. I will defend myself. Okay. The second issue also, this one could be done before I could even form a movement, because I have already formed a movement, and the movement is not one person. There's a leadership of the movement. It is not the Stephen Buay of last time that I came with my back to Nairobi, as other people said. Okay, that time it could be handled that time when I was a Stephen Buay. But now I'm not a Stephen Buay. There is South Sudan People Movement. It's a movement of thousands of people. So it is not the issue now between me and Turkel, or you remove Turkel, you remove Montreal, that just I will run to Juba. No. Okay, the issue has developed into a national issue.
And do you believe on what you are saying?
What do you mean of what I'm saying?
Of is developing to the national issue?
It has become national issue now. That time it was an issue of we sons of Mayom, in which the president failed to address the problem between us. Now it become a national issue because now it become a leadership failure because President Kiir failed to address this issue.
If you fail to change the regime,
How do you know I will fail?
if
I will not
I'm
fail.
assuming-
I will not fail. I know what I'm doing. I will not fail.
okay, so you will change the regime by force.
If there's no peace to address the root cause, the regime has to be changed.
Okay.
Okay, by all means.
Thank you, General.
Welcome.
Okay.
You are welcome. Thank
Okay.
you.
At this point, we come to end of interview with General Stephen Buay, the chairman of the South Sudan People Liberation.